Hey guys, Dave here. This is Spellbinder from Task Force Games. I picked this up because it's a micro game and I basically collect all the old micro games and a lot of the newer ones too. So anyhow, this is apparently about wizard combat. It says it's a fantasy game of wizards and armies for 2 to 4 players. Players will use spells and make and break alliances as each attempts to become the most powerful full wizard in Silament and lay claim to Yof Pintry, the pinnacle. It says it has, let's zoom in there, 3 scenarios in a campaign game, playing time 2 hours, complexity moderate, designer R. Vance Buck. Let's take a look inside and see what this looks like. The rule book is 12 pages. Starts out talking about the background and then the game equipment, and then sequence of play, first player phase. Goes over movement, combat, and the combat phase consists of magic combat and regular combat. And then it's talking about restrictions against movement. Terrain effects chart. That's bad when they have the terrain effects chart just printed in the book. I mean, if you're going to have a terrain effects chart, have a picture, a picture that's in color that shows the different types of terrain and then the movement costs next to it. That would be a lot better. But it is a micro game, so sometimes they have to skimp out on things to get it to fit in the small package. And oh, there's even movement by ship in here. Talks about stacking, combat again, defensive spells, procedure for magical combat. And now they're talking about wizard versus wizard combat. And regular combat, and how to record casualties. And then it's going over the campaign game down here. So far this doesn't look particularly promising. This looks like, I don't know, it just doesn't seem there's anything unique about it. But I haven't tried it though, so who knows, maybe when I try it I'll love the game. But let's look at some of the other components. Here's the counters. 1980s counters, as I tell you guys all the time, weren't particularly good. And these are no exception. These are pretty bad, but I've seen worse. The counters are for the wizards, well, at least those look like wizards, but I guess they're armies or whatever there. I can't even tell what type of monster that is, so they could have done better on the counters. I mean, if you could print this to look like this good, you could add an artist print on this well and die cut it. So there's really no excuse for the 80s counters being so bad. And then there's 4 player sheets. It's got a combat results table on it, which is good, so you don't have to share that. Offensive spells, I would assume that's the level, Spellbinder points. And this, I guess, is telling you the different stats if you have armor, shield, fear of battle, force crusher, and then some other offensive weapons up here too. So that's kind of cool. Let's look at the map. This is certainly better than most of the 1980 micro game maps, a lot better. This is like light years ahead of the maps that came from like metagaming and so forth. It looks alright for 1980. It doesn't look bad at all. So anyhow, hopefully one day I'll get to try this, and if I do, I might review it. But thanks for watching, and please click like on the video if you like it, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to this channel, and as always, have a good evening. In addition to that, have a Merry Christmas.